Regarding the situation with the Society of St. Pius X, Matt Fradd recently posted across his social media. If the consecrations go forward, rejecting the SSPX's position is clearly the safer course. The burden of proof rests entirely on those who claim that fidelity to Christ requires defying the explicit directives of the Roman Pontiff and receiving the sacraments from ministers who lack ordinary jurisdiction. I have no personal investment in nor connection to the SSPX, but I have been occasionally observing the debates about illicit bishop consecrations from afar. And Fradd's post, together with the information I have gleaned, reveals what I perceive to be the dark reality about this entire debacle. Whether you are on the side of the sect that sees itself as more Catholic than the Pope, or agree with the Vatican's efforts to prevent fragmentation of the whole Church, the conflict regarding doctrinal purity, proper authority, and liturgical correctness is ultimately shaped by a worldview predicated on a fear of eternal consequences. That fact may be concealed by dense theological jargon, but Matt Fradd inadvertently shows the cards of reactionary Catholicism by advocating for what he sees as, quote, clearly the safer course, unquote. Safe from what exactly? Safe from hell, from losing your soul, from the dire consequences of believing the wrong thing, supporting the wrong faction, failing to submit to proper authority. This gnawing anxiety, characteristic of radical traditional Catholicism, shifts the center of gravity from the love of God and neighbor to dreading eternal conscious torment. These are not superficial disagreements about worship style or technical orthodoxy. These are about who possesses the definitive means of avoiding damnation. After all, why do some Catholics fixate on liturgical rubrics and enforce a rigorous virtue ethic? It's not about local customs or personal tastes. Maybe it's about human flourishing, but that quickly becomes secondary to appeasing the conception of God this framework presents, a deity who may damn you for eternity if you are on the wrong side of doctrinal and ecclesial disputes. This situation with the SSPX is just one matter among many that have shattered whatever illusions I had about traditional Catholicism being a sensible and rational faith. To be sure, Catholicism more broadly, particularly those currents which resist Augustinian scrupulosity and draw inspiration from the Second Vatican Council, is informed less by guilt and shame and more by the pursuit of love and justice, an expression of love for God more elevated than all the traditional Latin masses combined. That is a faith worth believing in, a faith that nourishes. But radical traditional Catholicism, marked by frigid moral legalism, the fetishization of Latin Mass, the obsession with sex and demons, and heated interfaith conflicts, is something toxic, a cancer that has metastasized. It does not promote love, but causes fear. The beauty of its aesthetics conceals a theology of massa damnata. I have no wish to impugn the motives of sincere believers drawn to the SSPX, but I am compelled to expose a theological framework that cultivates moral hypervigilance, stokes paranoia, and suffocates compassion. In practice, the fear of hell becomes the dominant organizing principle of morality, authority, doctrine, and liturgy. The gospel is supposed to be the good news, and this iteration of Catholicism is anything but that.